Before the great Greg Diolis and I talk sports, we're serving up some great food. Now this is a burger, often imitated, but never duplicated. A chip off the old block. That is Allegheny Avenue, where the historic Duke Milladine and wife and family, 80 years ago, they're celebrating their birthday. Scott Tatey has been talking about it in the Beaver Allegheny County Times. And we've talked to Jay Woolley before, but we're going to do it again because they're in the home stretch. And I'll tell you what, I hope to be here Thanksgiving Eve. She-Walk Distributing, Eddie She-Walk does a great job. It's the busiest bar night of the year. We always remind you, Uber, JB Taxi, Yellow Cab of Pittsburgh, designated driver.
Absolutely.
But this is an incredible place to celebrate Thanksgiving Eve, so I hope to get here for that. But there are a lot of things leading up to that and helping them celebrate their 80th birthday. So fill us in, Jay.
Well, this week we're down to a couple bands this weekend. We have Nickel Plated Revolver. It's a new band for us. They're classic Southern rock. A lot of good airplay around the neighborhood here. So they got a female singer. And then the next day, Saturday, Brighton Boys from New Brighton. What else could you do there? Another band called Figurehead with them. They're from Northeast Ohio. So we got a lot of these out-of-state bands coming through anymore, and it's our latest one we've got. All week long, we're doing 20% off all these burgers. Every burger on our menu, that's what we feature. So it's a fresh burger. It's from Kemp's Butcher Block.
You buy everything local, don't you?
Pretty much everything we can. Yeah, you got to support the local guys. So that's what you do. That's what we do.
Tell me about your chef. An amazing
Oh,
talent.
Scott, yes. Right now he does most of the catering. He's out of Penn Bistro right now. He owned his own bar in Florida for a while. He's a Rochester boy. Does a great job, but he likes to put a special touch on everything. He don't like to put out just a burger. You got to make it fancy. You got to cut the veggies right. He just does a fantastic job, though.
And here's how amazing and small the world is. His mother was my favorite waitress for years at the Hilltop, which is now Fairpoint.
Yeah.
Just in a great family, and it was nice to catch up with him the last time we were here. All right, folks, come on down. And also Stoney's Beer, my dad's favorite beer. I was fortunate because of Gabby Podlucky, the family that actually took over after the Shirley Jones family, the Partridge family, sold off the brewery in Smithton to be memorialized and remembered on a great Stoney's beer can, and you can get that if you do the whole eBay thing. It's still out there. But tell me about the significance of Stoney's. And I know you've told this story, and you've really turned the page, and you're forming your own history now.
Oh gosh, yeah, but
It's
I bought
important.
the bar because of the history. So
Right.
you can't create it. I mean, it's got to be there. The Stoney's was every day for about 4 years that I bought the place. That's what I heard about. Duke's tap system. It was a big silver cylinder. It was covered in ice, and it only poured Stoney's. So for 60 years, I don't know how long he had it. I
The
mean,
tap system was supposedly 1938, and they opened, obviously, we're looking at 1936, so a lot of history. And it's great beer, too, by the way, and it's a local beer from Smithton, so
so they said, Duke, if you ordered a Coors Light, you ordered a Budweiser,
nobody knew
gave
the
it to you with a
difference.
smile.
Nobody knew the difference. Isn't it true, though, no matter what you had on your mind, no matter how rough your day was, and I sat there many times with Greg Debo and I just listening to Duke, but he always just wanted to talk about us, and he always made us feel welcome, and it was always about how was your day, how's your life, how's your family, and he gave us such sage advice, and the older I've gotten, I realized how smart a man he was.
Yeah, he's a true legend. I mean, people loved him. Frank Eli, Hollywood Gardens.
Yep.
He's got 2 blankets that Betty knit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg, Ray Proya from Rhino.
Right.
He's got one of Duke's old shirts. I mean, they love the guy. He's a legend, so we're just trying to keep it going, man.
You know, it's really weird. They took the old house and they've now made it one. They got a great dining room, and we're going to head over there in just a moment. When I was here a couple of weeks ago, I got to walk down the stairs, and when I was done, I thought to myself, how many times Duke came down from upstairs after taking a nap to do the second shift here. Guy worked hard, his wife was at his side, they had wonderful children, and they truly are a legacy that's worth remembering. And because of this guy, they're continuing here, their 80th birthday, and I'm sure many more to come at the historic Woolley Bullies. Coming up now, let's talk a little sports. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Greg Diolis. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Diolis, enjoying a 8-ounce Stoney's, only 50 cents, during their 80-year bar anniversary. I guess Carnegie, New Brighton, a lot of similarities, huh?
Absolutely. When you bring me out here, Rob, and I go through this town, and Oakland was more of that big city setting and all that other crap, but Carnegie and these little, I almost call them villages. It's wonderful. I love coming out here with you and getting me to meet some of these wonderful folks like this place here at Woolly Bullies. What a great little joint. I love this place.
It is a great place. Speaking of Oakland, you think of Dan Marino, 1994 against the Jets. He looked as though he was going to spike the ball. Ben Roethlisberger, you are my man. That was an incredible play. Ben, 408 yards, 5 two-point conversion attempts. They all failed, but you have a great analogy, as only an attorney would, which we're going to get to in a moment. A face mask. I won't even mention the player because I beat him up enough. When you're in the midst of a group tackle, and all you got to do is push the guy and he's going down, Jason Witten, even though he is a horse. The bottom line is, what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers? And I tell you, it is the NFL, but man, that was such a tough game for them to lose, especially how they came back with that touchdown to Antonio Brown.
Rob, as good as the play was, as creative as the play was, it wasn't an original, like you said. Danny had done it before. The bad part about the play was they scored too early. As soon as it happened, I texted my buddies and Dave, they scored too early. And he, of course, said, "Now you're crazy." But that was in that game. Just like it appeared to me that the Steelers allowed Elliott to score the first touchdown, figuring, all right, we can get the ball back and we can score. The Steelers went down and scored too early, and they killed him.
Well, the thing that blew my mind was the fact that Dak Prescott is an exceptional athlete, as is Zeke Elliott. But the Steelers just kept finding a way, and Ben finding his groove again, being what I believe is the performance of a future Hall of Famer. What does that do for you when you lose a game like that, when you're struggling to even get a win? You've now lost 4 in a row. What does that do heading into Cleveland? It scares me is what it does, because I'm thinking they think the balloon is burst. There's nothing they can do to even save a wild card possibility. They could get thumped by Cleveland this week.